Afternoon folks, I'm in my local park, Martins Grove, and I must remember to always come around here regularly because I forget what a gold mine it is. It's a I think 5-minute walk. 5-minute walk from where I am, and it's just provided some great stuff over the years. And yeah, I forget. I go, oh yeah, I must do Martins Grove and see what's going on around there. And as soon as I was in the front gate from the western side, Firecrest, I heard it. It was moving around in the trees, and I thought, right, I've got all the shots in the world of it sitting still. I'm all about flight shots now. So I got up to 4,000th of a second. Unfortunately, strong lighting conditions. What was that? It's Robin. Strong lighting conditions meant going up to like 4,000 and ISO 5,000. I got this one shot off. You know what? I'm not even going to process it. I'm not even going to use it because it was awful. But it was so high up, I thought, let's just film it to say that I've got it. And it was really back-breaking stuff. Everything today's been neck-breaking especially. It was really high up. You can see it's a Firecrest. And I thought for a second, could it be a Goldcrest? But it was if I saw the stripe as it turned. Weirdly, as you keep watching now, I've been looking for the Goldcrest. I've had no luck with them for several months. But a few times, 2-3 times, I've had the Firecrest. So I don't know what's happened to the Goldcrest in their usual area. Anyway, moving on from there, great spotted woodpecker was calling, and again, neck-breaking stuff. Manual focus. What I do is I sort of rest my arm on the top of the tripod to give me some stability, because otherwise it's shaking around, and my arms are up and the blood's draining, I start to shake. Finished with a great spotted woodpecker. It was calling, but it was hiding behind these trees, these branches. And as I moved around, going up towards the north, the dip, colt it. I could hear colt it. Last time I was here, I must have heard it half a dozen. So here's the call. Couldn't get any, it would not come any lower. These things like to go high. And then came out onto the open patch of green. Let me just check my notes. But yeah, keeping an eye out, and the open sky is good. Sure enough, yeah, a couple of buzzards. Distant, so into 4K crop for that 2300 millimeters. And just followed it. I just thought, film it for the record. What I've seen around in my local park, Raptors, fantastic. And it went just around, and then it just about to go behind a tree, and it dropped its legs. I thought, what's going on? I didn't know they did that. I should know. It's like the grey heron I got, where it's opened its legs up as it was flying. So opening of legs usually means that's going to happen. I actually had a family to the left of me going, what's he looking at? What's it? Oh, it's a vulture. No, it's a bald eagle. I'm not saying anything. And so we've carried on looking for the Goldcrest, because the area as you go slightly east is better for Goldcrest, no joy. And then I could hear scratching and cracking in this tree. I thought usually it's squirrels breaking things open, but then I could see some movement, and nuthatch, 2 of them, because I was filming for several seconds. And then all of a sudden, just out to the right of the frame, this one came in and just gave something to the one I was filming, and then disappeared off. So I don't know if it's, I'm going to have to look up behavior. I don't know if it's, I think I've seen this with robins, so they feed the male, or the male feeds the female some grubs. It's certainly not a juvenile, I don't think, but a sort of pre-courtship thing. They feed the partner bugs. And I filmed it. It was going all over. Yeah, these 2 were working up this tree, and it was really, it was this kind of, it was like 40 feet, 50 feet in the air, going in. I didn't have to go 4K crop. I could film in standard 4K, but it was really harsh light on one side, really dark on the other. I was having to go real manual focus to keep. What I do is the camera is only so good at autofocus. So what I have to do is kind of wait for it to say, right, I've got the eye, and then turn autofocus off. And then while the bird is in that plane of focus, just leave it there until it moves away, and then hope to take a few seconds here and there to make a little bit of usable footage. This was better quality than previous because I was able to get some tripod stability a bit better, and it was a bit lower down than the previous birds. Are you is that a grey heron? Yeah, that's grey heron. Spotted that going through the trees. They do go over our house. I had to shout to my wife the other day. She loves grey herons. Who doesn't love a grey heron? They eat everything. Just keeping an eye here. Collared dove. There's lots going on. Wrens calling. There's all sorts of song. So we finished off with the nuthatch, and then a bird landed. And I just instinctively knew, just by the shape and how it landed, that it must be a blackcap, because there are blackcaps known to come here around this time. You usually get the male singing over here on the eastern section. And I'm an amateur. I don't know what was going on my set, because the light is so difficult with the harsh light and the sun, the shadow. I can't keep track of all the settings. And by the time I got it onto the video, it had flown. And I'm like a dog with a bone. I will keep going back and keep going back. And I waited there 15 minutes, and it came out, and it sat on this branch for about 3 or 4 minutes. But it had sort of one branch off to the side of it. And I thought, just video it first, get the record for it. And then I kind of stepped a couple of feet to the right, did some more, then got in with the 4K crop to get closer. And I thought, it's really not moving, is it? So I think I've got enough of everything here. It's time for tripod, see if I can get it on the tripod. And sure enough, set the tripod up, started to angle the legs, and it sort of ducked down and flew. I was like, that's fine. That I saw what I was filming, and it was pretty good quality. It wasn't too shaky with the stabilizer. Very, very happy with that. That's really just racking up my list. And then I do want to get more flight shots. This blue tit landed perfectly on an upstanding branch in the light. It was just enough of its body in the sunlight that I could use a kind of 2000 ISO with a 4000 shutter speed. And it is a little bit of a crop. It was a bit small, but these will look, I'm sure they'll look pretty good. I'm putting them over the top with the wing down is usually the best, but I'll include it. But I think I took out of that lot about 3 or 4 blue tit flying, so I'm pretty happy with that. We're rocking on. I think we've covered everything. I did see a jay, but it was flying away behind some trees, couldn't film it. Good, we've done a little good roundup, and we're going to get into that section over there. There's nothing really on the southern section. I've never found hardly anything. It's near, usually when you come here, it's near the western gate, the northern gate, and the sort of quieter area to the east, which fewer people go, because in the winter it's muddy, and in the summer all the thorns come out. Anyway, let's get on with it. Oh, got the Goldcrest as well. Fantastic. I was walking past this bit. I'll try not to make it too obvious. It's probably not a good idea to give away the exact location. Yeah, he's in there. If it comes by again, I'll let you listen. But yeah, I got some footage to say I got it, and I saw it focus and I went, yes. Okay, so Firecrest and Goldcrest in my local woods, Martin's Grove. And it was mucking around in the trees behind us, and came over here and was low down and feeding, and then stopped on one of these branches, and I don't know why he let me get so close, but it was behind this branch, and every time I went to the left of the branch it moved around to the right, and every time I went to the right it went down to the left and was calling, and then I heard another one moving around as well. So good as gold, they're here. I'm really happy with that. So got some good photos. I was going down to like 100th of a second. Well, that's really vocal. Wow. Yeah, I think I just saw it flit over there. Great. This wood's fantastic. So let's have a. So I'm going to do a catch up, because what I like to do is, this is going to be from my other local bits. Wow, it's really vocal. I want to go through the other stuff, because what I want to do is over the years I want to be able to look back on what I've done, where it was, what time of the year, what time of the day, creatures spotted in which part of wherever I am. And going back over my notes, let's go down to Cross Ness. And I saw this bird on the mud, and it's strange. It was just looked like a blob from the distance, and as I focused in, it was a great crested grebe, which you don't usually get out of the water. And when it got up out of the mud, it looked really lumbering. Forest scream. Just for a second, forget the great crested grebe for a second, because I've got to talk about that. When I was going off to the eastern section, I heard the forest screamer, and I videoed some of the call. Here it is. And then one came out and two came out, Eurasian Jay, and it looked like they've had like a bust up. I don't know what's going on, just saying that just to make a little bit of fun about it. But I managed to get some video of it sat on the branch, looking a bit sorry for herself. Maybe there was a bit of a domestic going on back in the nest. Some really nice video though. I mean, I didn't get the chance to set up on the tripod. I did it all handheld, and then by the time I started looking at my tripod and even thinking about it, it flew away. And I saw the sun was going down. We're about 20 minutes away, and I thought, no, let's go back. There's nothing really at the southern end, and then people are cutting their grass, so I wouldn't be able to hear anything if I wanted to record it anyway. So as I came back here, this is when I heard the Goldcrest again. And so let's go on back to Cross Ness, the great crested grebe. Very lumbering, sort of up on its hind legs. Obviously a heck of a swimmer, diver catching fish. But outside of that, it looks like, it doesn't look like it belonged. It looks like a penguin on land. And it was with another one, and they went out and started having a preen in the water. Greenfinch are really good. This has been a really good year for greenfinch. I've got them at Greenwich Eco Park, Stodmarsh, Bexley Heath, Cross Ness, down in the New Forest, and the latest place, Warnham, which is another place I've just been to. Hopefully it's going to be a great year for greenfinch, but after a few years of not really having much luck with them, really good. And then this female chaffinch just sat on the branch. I was looking at her for a few minutes and she's not moving, so set the tripod up to film her. And a common sandpiper seems to be coming out all of a sudden. I haven't seen it for about a year, and then last 2 or 3 times down at Cross Ness has been feeding away on the mud. And when I look over, it doesn't move, it doesn't fly away. A couple of months ago, I think I saw it briefly. I sort of stuck my head over the wall and it bolted. There was a starling in a tree nearby. I thought I'd film it. It looked beautiful enough in the perfect lighting. Why not? You don't give starlings much of a chance, do we, as bird watchers? And little horse having a scratch there, one of the local horses. Any guys that go to Cross Ness regularly, these horses are all different, aren't they? Have they replaced them? Yeah, it's like they've done do they put one in different fields for different times? I don't know, but that's it. Look, when you see an animal having a scratch, like, oh yeah, I could do with some of that myself. And a couple of days ago, the first wheat ear of the year, at least. Well, I think somebody else spotted one a couple of days before that, but this is the most visible one for we all got to see. But it was distant, so I had to go full handheld because it was windy, crop mode. And I've clipped about 6 minutes worth of footage down to what you're seeing now, and it looks okay. I've slowed it down a bit to make it even less shaky. And on the way down there that day, I saw a sparrowhawk leap from a tree on the road and start dancing around in the sky. I just got this still. I won't even fill the frame with it. I'll just put it here. And song thrush, where was the song thrush? Yeah, I arrived at Cross Ness one day. I saw a bird take off, and it was only because I saw where it landed where I was able to focus. You can see it's a difficult focus situation. See it in the tree and where it went. Then a couple of wrens. It's been quite a while since I've got any wren photos. I used to opt for video, but there was a couple on the Thames Path that were jumping around looking for little bugs, and it settled on this branch. Robin as well, right next to it. Always got to get a robin if it presents itself like that. Out on the water and the old dock, got a couple of oyster catchers. They'll probably be having a chick soon. Black-tailed godwit hunting in the mud, and then some sleeping. There was one, it looked like one black-tailed godwit was amongst all the other birds, and it was keeping guard. And then a couple of flight shots. Always good for flight shots because they've got such great wing pattern. Red shank, it was quite a grey day on this one, and it was just up to its tummy in, can you hear that woodpecker? Up to its tummy in water, and a nice flight shot with its wings right down, almost touching the water. I'm always hoping that you get that little bit of a glide as it touches the water. Maybe it would make for a great shot. And a common shell duck, just a single common shell duck flying. I always grab one of those. They're good for testing your exposure because of the dark bits and the light bits. I'm trying to get that right in the middle of the two of them. There, that's us caught up. It's now about 20 minutes. It's a lovely sound. I can hear the woodpecker drumming. Blue tits. Yeah, blue tits. I doubt we'll see anything else, but if not, then you'll see me say, hello, I'm back. But it's almost pitch black now, so unlikely anything's going to pop out. Yeah, blue tits are throwing me off. Goldcrest have gone quiet. Yeah, that was brilliant. What a great roundup. And I'll label this as like the last week of March. Today's the 1st of April. Am I right? Yo, 1st of April. Hello, wake up. 31st of March. Oh, well, there you go. So still the 31st of March. So the last week of March 2025. Right. Okay. Speak to you next time, folks.